What's happening, Lorehounds, Antilles? I'm inside the Darkhorse Comics booth. I'm here with Alex Brewer and Alex Hart. I've got the senior PR administrator and an administrative assistant, which is sort of a new thing for us. But we'll get into that in just a minute.
Fused into one title.
Yeah, so so we're talking World of Tanks, which is something that you guys have seen us talk about before, but never in the realm of comics. This came out August 31st, and this is the variant cover that this administrative assistant gone artist has done. So were you just doodling at your desk, or how did this how did they peg you for this one?
Well, they knew I was an artist, and I've done some stuff for them online, comic strips and things. Okay. They needed a variant cover very quickly. They said, "Hey, Alex, why don't you do this?" I said, "Sure." They said, "You got 3 days."
So that was it. And he was sick as a dog when he did it, and he totally came true. He's a total trooper.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks very world of Tanksy, if you'll excuse the turn of phrase. Now, taking an entity like this and moving it from the world of video games into a comic book, what was your process? What did you guys do? Because usually with comics, you just take an idea and put it on paper. The idea is there. Other people have had their hands all over it. How did you make it your own while staying true to the video games?
Well, that's a great question. One of the things that is really important to wargaming is historical and technical accuracy, and that's one of our core, tenets. And we felt it was very important to have that. We didn't want some tie-in. We didn't want some gratuitous comic with dragons and whatever. We wanted some of those down, dirty, gritty, and very much historically based. We're very lucky that we got Garth Ennis. It was serendipitous through another person, because at Wargaming, anybody at any title seems to be able to pull off anything amazing, and we got Garth Ennis, and with him Carlos Esquerra. So it's just, and Isaac Hannaford doing our other covers. So it's just been a boon all around. But most important is we wanted it grounded in reality, based in history, and with a kick-ass writer, and that's what we got.
Fantastic. So there's two things there that I'd like to touch on. First of all, Garth Ennis, the powerhouse that he is. I mean, he's done The Punisher and Preacher, so we know he's really familiar with blowing things up, and working with like that war genre. And the other thing is, people at Wargaming do have a way of just making things happen. And I think that this is a really good combination of people to see working on something like this. So moving forward, you said that we're going to see some things, probably like historical battles and stuff, right? You're staying true to history?
Absolutely. What this story is based on, it's after D-Day. Okay. It is a group of inexperienced British tankers in Cromwell's pushing into France in the 3 days after the invasion of Normandy. Everybody remembers D-Day as the big day, but it was a pretty hard slog for a few weeks afterwards. So it's these tankers moving in, and they're kind of going into the jaws of a more experienced Panzer platoon. So it's sort of experience versus inexperience, but some crazy things happen, and I don't want to spoil it, but there's a really cool surprise that goes on there. So yeah.
I think that whole Operation Market Garden, right? That was that whole operation was just a whole mess. So that's actually really cool that we're going to see that all kind of play out inside of the comic. Past the variant cover, what's your experience been working with everybody sort of moving forward with this, and now that you're out here in the field as an administrative assistant, what's that little bit of a jump been like for you?
It's been very surreal. It's something. I've been a comic fan my whole life, so this is kind of crazy. And yeah, but it's been great. Everyone has been really supportive and friendly, and thankfully, since it had to be done so quickly, there were no notes.
So another question I have for you guys that'll tie the comic back into the video games, is there a plan for some of these characters that you guys are coming up with inside the comic? Are you guys kind of kicking that back to Wargaming as a company, saying, hey, maybe you do some spin-off with Slim Kid or Freckles or one of these characters that we've come up with, maybe you somehow integrate them into the video games? Is that something you're trying to talk to them about?
Well, we're already 2 beats ahead of you, my friend. First of all, Garth created amazing characters and gave us not just human characters, but characters in the tanks. Like in the way the Enterprise is a ship, but we all know her and love her. So we put the Snakebite tank into the game. That's the Cromwell that the British tankers drive. Yes. So Snakebite's in there, and we have another one, our second tank, the Craft Panther is available now in our store, so go check that out, guys. But and also we did a very cool thing, which is we took a crew skill and we actually took his name isn't here, but the Captain Lynette. We made him a captain of a crew that you can have in your tank.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we've translated that. I think we've translated the lore of the comic book in the best way possible into the game.
That's fantastic. That's very cool. So moving forward, maybe there will be some more collaboration there. It's out now, so you guys can start reading this now. So once you see this video, go to your local comic shop, pick it up. It looks great. That cover is awesome. Very, very retro, very old school World War II propaganda poster. I like it a lot. I really look forward to reading and delving into this series, getting to know a little bit about the lore behind Wargaming's World of Tanks from the guys here at Darkhorse, Alex and Alex. Thank you guys so much for sitting down with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great con.
Thanks. Cheers, guys. Thank you.